I'm Dr. Joan Fleischman, the founder of Early Options. This is our Women's Voices audio series where some of our patients have graciously agreed to share their personal abortion experiences. This episode is different. We've invited men who've accompanied their partners to Early Options to share their thoughts. It was a founding principle of mine to allow women to bring a companion for the entire visit. Many have chosen their partners. Being faced with an unwanted pregnancy is often a lonely and vulnerable time. For women, it can be especially difficult because we experience being pregnant and the process of ending a pregnancy in a way that men can't. At Early Options, we found that by welcoming men into the exam room, they can play a more supportive role, and couples can actually grow closer through this experience.
I thought this place was very professional. I thought your staff and you as well were very professional about it. You brought a level of comfort that we weren't really feeling. Like even the second we walked in the door, we were both very nervous. You know what I mean? We didn't know how this was to go, but the way you handled it, the way you came in and reassured us, it was reassuring. You know what I mean? Like it kind of calmed us down a little bit.
The big thing for me was just being able to listen and be emotionally available for her. And to make sure that I was emotionally grounded enough so that I could listen. So for me, the big thing was just doing everything that I could to make sure that I could provide her with an environment of safety.
How have you learned to not react to strong emotions and to be able to listen and be there for her?
For me, I appreciate immensely the fact that her side of this experience is vastly different from mine. And the last thing and the worst thing that I could do is to take anything personally and lose track of the fact that, it's her body and it's her mind that is being affected by all of this.
What's the impact on your relationship going through this together?
I think at this point, at least for me, I think it definitely brought us closer. Only time will tell how things will work out. The emotional aspect still probably is yet to come, I think. So for me, at least, I was probably more hesitant about the whole thing than you were, just because of my background and how I was raised. And, this decision wasn't necessarily clear and cut for me, just because of, the way that I view the whole thing.
Can you say more about how you view it?
Sure. I mean, I never really took a pro-life, pro-choice stance. I never really was faced with the decision, so I never had to take a side. I don't think it's a decision that anyone wants to make, but if faced with the decision, I think going forward with something like this is definitely the way to do it. It was very comforting for you, I feel like, and especially for me.
How did you both feel doing this together?
So much better.
I was very happy to be able to be included in the process. It was obviously a little hard at first because it's entirely her decision, so it's always a little hard for a companion to know what to say, when to say it, because I'm not going through it. And as much as I'm trying to be as emphatic as I can and understand what she's going through, all I can do is support her and respect her choice and her decision. There isn't much I can say, but be there for her. So this is just what I think anyone should and can do. Just let the other person take their time to reason for a couple minutes, and whenever they're ready, have another person come with them to be able to support them throughout this time, because it is emotional and it's a small procedure, but it does require to leave your home and change your routine for a day, and it can be hard. So it's important, I think, to have support. I'm originally from France, so it was very strange and odd to me that it was hard to find an option here. It was in Astron-Spare, so when we found your clinic, obviously with the reviews and other people's testimonies and the clarity of your staff, it all made it a very easy decision to take. Particularly because we saw that other places just did not give me the possibility to be in there with her in any way.
Which I can't imagine.
I can't imagine it for myself, let alone imagine it for her. So being able to be there with her and just hold her hand and tell her about her next vacation was great. Not only made me feel better, but made us, I hope so, made her feel better too.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, that's the main thing, is just knowing that this procedure exists, because, it's a big thing. It's a big event, and you'll certainly talk about it, but I think a lot of people don't know that this option exists, and it should be known. Everybody should know about this, whether they decide that's what they want to do or not.
I mean, as the partner, my position was, I'll be honest, it was not a decision that, being where we are at this stage of our life, that either of us, I suppose, thought was going to be in the offing. And then when it occurred, it was a lot of things swirling around in your head, especially from my background in terms of the whole religion thing, the moral thing. But the bottom line was it was my partner's primary decision with respect to where her feeling was, and no matter what I had in my head, it was a supportive joint decision that, you know what, we are blessed to be able to be in position to make a choice, to have a decision to make in this regard, and once my partner was comfortable in where she was in that process, I was going to be and am the supportive partner in that. Bottom line, it was a collective decision, but had it been the other way, it would have been the same thing. But you deal with it as a partnership, and then to have the support of professionals like yourself just is enormous in the process. So, thank you.
At Early Options, reimagining abortion care means giving women the choice of whether or not to include their partners from beginning to end. Whoever you decide to share this experience with, we believe that quality medical care is paramount to you feeling at peace with your decision.